Alright, we're looking at 1987 on board. To start this drawing, we have got to look at the piece of being A, B, C, and D. We're going to first off by drawing those four concepts. So with that, the measurements are all on the drawing, and we're going to get A, B, C, and D in our front view. This is what you start off with already from the cheat sheet that is already on the web page. Your top, front, and your right side view. Now where are we going from here? Marking off my 1 3/8. Marking off my 3/4. Marking off my 1 3/4. And it is 1.5 inches tall. So at this point, drawing things across. There's box of A. There's box B. There's box C. And now we've got to get D, which is the L bracket. It says it is over 3/8 further and 1/2 inch tall. So to finish and get my L, I right now have A, B, C, and D on my drawing. Alright, at this point now we got to start drawing stuff from the top view, because now we got to work from the front view to draw the top view, and then to draw the top view to draw the front view. That might sound confusing, but here's what we've got. When you look at this piece, the dimensions of it aren't real great, but the entire piece is 2 inches wide, and that circle is a 1.5 inch diameter centered upon that. But here's how we're going to go about drawing part of that top view. We're going to transfer our features up. All I'm going to do is mark off where A, B, and C stopped. And we're also going to measure over 1/4 inch for the center point of the circle. It's 2 inches, so I'm going to measure over 1 inch. Then I'm going to measure over 1/4 inch. So this is my center point of my circle. Now I'm going to put an 1.5 inch diameter, an 1.5 inch diameter circle on the part. And the smaller one is 1/4 inch circle off the part. Might as well finish that off by drawing the perpendiculars here. So now I've got my circle going on. Where do I go from there? I'm going to try getting the slot cut out of this. I'm going to run over my 1 inch line to the middle. I'm just drawing a really light line, and where this point draws up at, there's the intersection of, so this is 1 inch up because it labels that on the drawing, and it's also in the very middle. So to get my groove piece, I just connect the dots. There's that part of it. I can erase this out because it is no longer there. I'm going to bring up this part right here as well, just to put my mark on it. And I have a 1 inch circle that will be placed as a fillet round here. And we have now gotten the very beginnings of this piece going on. If I measure over my 2 inches from here, I can connect the dots once again, and I am starting to get my top view in the right dimensions. Next, I'm going to start off by getting this groove piece in there. It says slot through. So that slot goes all the way through the part, and it's kind of remotely confusing looking because it is 1/4 inch tall here, and it goes up another 1/4 inch into my circle piece over here. And it's all based off, it's a 1/2 inch wide, as in what it says right here. So it's a 1/2 inch wide and a 1/4 inch tall. And we got to draw it on the front view before we can get this U piece out of my front view. So what we're looking at doing is, this is my midpoint. I got to go up 1/4 and down 1/4 because my piece was 1/2 of an inch thick. And then I'm going to run my groove all the way to the end. The groove does go into the circle cylinder piece, so it is a hidden line there as well. Might as well go ahead and connect this piece over. So now what we're looking at is trying to get this U piece in the CB area. Where can we take that from? The intersection of where it goes here. I'm going to run that piece down. I'm basically going to make a mark coming down a little ways where it intersects this piece here. Down a little ways. And I say a little ways, but it is really 1/4 of an inch thick. So I'm going to make that mark at 1/4 of an inch. Connect my piece over, and there is now my U piece in my front view. To finish off this top portion over here, I'm going to bring down the quadrant of that circle straight down here, and I can erase out what is not a part of it. I can erase off this piece up in here. Alright, to finish this part out, I'm going to come down from this quadrant in the circle, and it will be a hidden line that goes all the way through the part on each one of those quadrants. And we got to look in this area right here next. If you look at a spot that is right here, I kind of just changed it without recording myself. A minute ago I ran up this line that was in this area. I erased that line, and I'm bringing it back to where the L piece is 3/8 of an inch thick. That's where that line should have been coming up at. So my 1 inch circle is butting into this piece in this area, which means that even this angle here was off a smidge. So I just change up the little 1 inch diameter circle. It says that there is a 1/4 of an inch slot, 5/8 of an inch deep, 5/8 deep. So I'm going to measure back my 5/8, which comes into this area, and my 1/4 inch circle will touch the very back end of that at a 1/2 a circle, and I will run each one of the quadrants over. At this point, really, the top and front view are done, other than a couple different concepts. This back edge of the quadrant has got to be ran down as a hidden line that goes all the way through the part. We've got this piece, actually the slot goes all the way through the part. So it is a hidden line here and here. This edge here goes down as a hidden line. Actually, that one lines up. This piece right here, when I shoot it down, there will be a hidden line that goes all the way through the part there. And I believe your front and your top view are now finished. At this point, I'm going to show you the 45-degree angle line and how to get all the features off of your right side view. We've talked before about drawing this imaginary 45-degree angle line right here. That is how we're going to transfer features from the top view to the front view. One thing I do got to finish out on first is the slot that goes through is 1/4 of an inch high and 1/4 of an inch tall. So I do have a hidden line there as well. So what we can do, I'm going to get the O that's in this piece first. What is the O? I'm going to run the bottom of the slot and the top of the slot over, I'm going to run the slot to my 45-degree angle line so I can shoot these pieces down. And now that gives me my slot or hole in the middle of the part. I'm going to shoot across the L bracket piece over here. Everything will be a hidden line at this point. The top view line I'm going to transfer over and down. Then I got to transfer over my groove on my circle piece. It's going to go all the way through the part. I've got to show the hidden line for the 1/2 inch part that goes down. And if I bring over the two small circle pieces and down and down, there'll be nothing on the left and the right side of that circle, which creates that as being hidden, or a solid line there. The only other piece I really need to transfer around is this point back here, and I got to shoot that one back around, which is my 1-inch one. It is going to be a hidden line down. We've got the small circle here. It will be transferred all the way across. And here, bunch of hidden lines in the right side view. And I believe that is it for now until I take a look at it. The last thing that I can see is when in my front view I have my 1/4 inch hole here going all the way through the part. Well, there's that groove piece is in there, and currently I have lines going through that as in hidden lines, and those lines cannot go through there because there's nothing for it to go through. And at this point you don't have to erase any of this stuff over here because that's minuscule. You do not have to dimension it either, and your drawing should be completed.